Welcome to The Last Calm Word. Let's get started with today's story. I was in the kitchen on a Tuesday evening chopping vegetables for dinner when my phone buzzed on the counter. It was a short message from Lana, my girlfriend of 3 years. "I'll be staying at Jason's tonight. Do not wait up." That was it. No explanation, no context, not even a call. Just a line that landed like a stone in water, rippling through everything I thought I knew. Jason, the coworker she always swore was harmless. The guy who liked every photo she posted and always seemed to have some urgent project that required her after hours. I looked at the message for a long time. My thumb hovered over the keyboard and I thought about all the possible replies. I could have asked questions, demanded reasons, pleaded for honesty, but instead I typed 5 words. "Thanks for letting me know." Then I set the phone down. I turned the burner off. Whatever appetite I had was gone. It was not just this text. The signs had been there for weeks. Late nights, quick exits to answer calls. Her screen flipped over when I walked past. Excuses that did not add up. I wanted to believe her, so I let it slide. But this was the line. I walked through the apartment slowly, noticing the things that were mine and the things that were hers. The lease was in my name. The bills came to me, the furniture, the kitchenware, even the television purchased by me. She had brought her clothes, her shoes, her personal touches. That was it. I opened my laptop and started a quiet process. Downloaded the lease bills, insurance, and utilities to a folder. Took photos of each room, documenting what belonged where. Sent the files to my personal email. A simple step, but important. Lana thought she was playing a game, testing boundaries, seeing if I would react, but I was not going to play. I had already decided if she wanted Jason's place for the night, she could have it for good. Once the decision settled in my head, the next steps became clear. I was not angry. I was calm, focused, methodical. I pulled out a stack of flattened boxes from the closet. They were leftovers from when I moved into the apartment 2 years ago. I opened the first one, taped the bottom, and carried it into the bedroom. Her side of the closet was full. Dresses, jackets, shoes stacked in organizers. I started with the clothes folded, each one stacked them and laid them in the box. It was not about revenge. It was about finality. When she came back, there would be no arguments about what stayed and what went. Everything of hers would already be packed. Box after box, I worked my way through the apartment. Makeup from the bathroom, perfume bottles, hairdryer, curling iron, all bubble wrapped. I was not leaving her excuses to come back later, pretending she forgot something. By the time I finished, it was past 9. 8 boxes, 2 suitcases. I took photos of each one before sealing it, time-stamped, clear proof of what I packed. I loaded everything into my car. Jason's address was already in my notes app. A month earlier, Lana had me drop her off there for a so-called team session. 20 minutes later, I was parked outside his building. Luck was on my side. Someone leaving held the front door open for me. I carried the first 2 boxes up to the 3rd floor, found Jason's unit, and set them down. The sound of music and laughter bled through his door. Definitely not a quiet work night. I stacked the rest of the boxes and luggage neatly against the wall, double-checked the labels, and placed a folded note on top. "Lana's belongings. Best of luck, Sean." I took a photo for my records, turned and walked out. By 10:30, I was back home. By 11, the locks were changed. It did not take long for the fallout to start. At 11:45, my phone lit up on the counter. Lana. I let it ring out. A minute later, another call. Then a third. By midnight, she had left 5 voicemails and sent a stream of texts. "What is this? Why is my stuff at Jason's? Sean, answer me right now? This is not funny." I stayed on the couch, watching the screen flash, calm as ever. At 12:30, pounding rattled the front door. The buzzer went off in rapid bursts. Then fists hit the wood. I stood, walked to the door, and spoke through it. "Lana, you said you were staying at Jason's tonight. I just helped you make it permanent. Your things are at his place. Go there." Her voice cracked high, pitched angry. "Are you insane? It was just one night. You cannot throw me out like this. You made your choice." I respected it. "This is not what I meant. Open the door, Sean. Right now." I kept my tone even. "No. Go home, Lana. Your new home." A voice from down the hall broke in. Mrs. Alvarez, the older neighbor who lived 2 doors down. "Is everything all right out here? It is past midnight." Lana fell silent, realizing she had an audience. Then her anger returned. "You are humiliating me. Do you even care how this looks? I care about peace in my own apartment. Please stop disturbing the neighbors." I walked back to the couch and set my phone to silent. She banged for another 5 minutes before footsteps faded. At 1:15, the text resumed, this time longer. Apologies mixed with threats, promises tangled with curses. I did not respond. By 2:30, the messages turned desperate. "I will sleep in the hallway if you do not let me in." At 3, the call came from a different number. When I answered, it was her friend Evelyn on the line trying to mediate. "Sean, please just talk to her. She is crying at my place now. I sighed. Tell her she wanted Jason's loft. That is where she belongs. I am not changing my mind. I hung up. By 4, the apartment was silent again. I woke to sunlight cutting across the living room. My phone showed 20 missed calls and a wall of unread messages. I ignored them and brewed coffee. By 8:30, there was a knock on the door. Not Lana this time, but my landlord, Mr. Patel. He gave me an apologetic smile. Sean, your girlfriend came by my office this morning. Said you changed the locks by mistake. No mistake, I said, handing him a printed copy of the lease. She is not on it. Never has been. He scanned it, nodded. Just wanted to be sure. She was very insistent. She is not my tenant. She is my guest who decided to stay somewhere else. I respected that. He chuckled softly. Understood. I will make a note in her file. She will not be getting a key from me. Not 10 minutes after he left, my phone rang again. Jason. I let it ring twice before answering. Bro, what the hell? Dropping her stuff at my door in the middle of the night. You invited her. I just expedited the process. It was not like that. We were working. Then you will not mind if I share your midnight texts with her? The ones where you call her beautiful and ask her to come over? Silence on the line. I did not push further. You open the door, Jason. Deal with what walked in. I ended the call. Around 11, a uniformed officer knocked. Lana stood beside him, arms crossed. Sir, the officer began. This woman claims she has been unlawfully evicted. I gestured for him to step inside, then showed him the lease, my receipts from the locksmith, and finally Lana's text from last night. I will be staying at Jason's tonight. Do not wait up. The officer's eyebrows lifted. He turned to her. Ma'am, this looks voluntary. He packed your belongings and delivered them where you said you would be. This is not a criminal eviction. It is a civil matter. That is not fair, she snapped. It was a test. I met her eyes. If you loved me, you would not play games. I do not chase tests. Her face went pale. She turned and stormed out. The ripple effect hit by noon. First came the call from Lana's mother, Darlene. Her voice was sharp, already raised before I could greet her. How dare you throw my daughter into the street? She is devastated, Sean. You owe her stability, after everything. I leaned against the counter, coffee mug in hand. She texted me that she was staying at Jason's. I simply delivered on her words. All her belongings are safe with her. She made one mistake. You are her partner, not her executioner. She made a choice, Darlene. I just respected it. Legally, she was never a tenant here. No lease, no rent, no rights. There was a pause, then the predictable threat. She will sue you. For what? I asked. Packing her things neatly and sending them to the man she said she would be with. The silence stretched. Then she hung up. By 1, Jason's girlfriend Hannah reached out. She had found the boxes stacked outside Jason's door and demanded answers. In her messages to me, she attached screenshots of Jason's late night flirting with Lana. Thanks for confirming what I already suspected, she wrote. The fallout spread further. Evelyn, the friend Lana had stayed with after her meltdown, called me privately. Sean, I think you should know. Lana's been telling people this was all to see if you would fight for her. She said if you did not react, she would know you did not care. I let out a humorless laugh. Then she got her answer. Evelyn hesitated. She's burning bridges fast. None of the girls want her on their couch anymore. She thought everyone would back her up. They are not. By late afternoon, the professional hammer dropped. Human Resources at Lannis' firm flagged her, and Jason, after a client accidentally copied their manager on a chain that made their after-hours work sessions too obvious. She called me 3 times screaming about how I had ruined her career. But the truth was simple. She had done that herself. When she texted that evening, I will come home if you just talk to me. I typed one reply and hit send. You already home, Lana? Adjacent. 2 days passed quietly. Then Saturday afternoon, the quiet cracked. I was watching a game with the volume low when a loud rumble came from the street below. I glanced out the window, a U-Haul. 5 minutes later, heavy knocks rattled the door. I opened the peephole. Lana stood there with her brother Daniel and her cousin Harris. Daniel had a crowbar tucked under his arm. Open up, Lana shouted. I am moving back in. You cannot keep me out. I did not move. You are not moving back in, Lana. This is not your apartment. Harris stepped forward, tried the handle. This is family business, man. Just let her in. I had prepared for this. Instead of opening the door, I picked up the phone and dialed the landlord. Mr. Patel met me downstairs in the lobby within minutes, folder in hand. All civil issues, he said firmly. She has no claim here. When Lana and her entourage came storming down, Mr. Patel blocked the entrance with calm authority. If you want to collect anything further, it must be scheduled through the proper process. No forcing doors, no threats. Daniel waved the crowbar. This is ridiculous. I stepped closer to the glass door. Phone raised. Building cameras already caught you trying my lock. I am calling the non-emergency line for a civil standby. The sight of me actually pressing the call button made Harris back off. Come on, Lana. This is not worth it. Within 20 minutes, a patrol car pulled up. The officer listened, then asked Lana directly, "Do you have proof of residency, lease, mail, rent receipts?" She fumbled. "My clothes were here. My stuff was here. Your belongings were delivered elsewhere with proof," the officer replied. "You cannot force entry." Her voice cracked. "But I have nowhere else." "That is not his responsibility," the officer said. Daniel muttered a curse and led Harris toward the truck. They drove off, leaving Lana standing on the curb, trembling with rage and humiliation. I walked back upstairs without saying another word. The stunt with the U-Haul did not end her spiral. It accelerated it. By Monday morning, I got a fraud alert from my bank. Someone had tried to use the emergency card I had canceled. Then an hour later, a credit freeze notification pinged on my phone. She had attempted to open a new account with my information. I filed a report immediately. The detective on the non-emergency line was blunt. "That is attempted identity theft. Do you want to press charges?" "I will think about it," I said. But I documented everything. Meanwhile, work caught up with her. Human Resources suspended Jason pending review, and Lana was reassigned. Rumors spread fast. Clients had complained about late responses and odd billing hours tied to their work sessions. By Wednesday, Jason was out. Lana kept her job but got benched into compliance, training a professional demotion she could not spin. That same day, Evelyn messaged me again. This time, she sent screenshots from Lana's group chat. My girlfriend had bragged about testing me, saying if I did not react, she would know I was not man enough to keep her. She even joked that I was just practice, until she found someone better. I stared at the messages, calm confirmation, not revelation. I met with the family law attorney, Alicia Romero, the next afternoon. She listened quietly, flipped through the binder of documents I had prepared, texts, photos, receipts, and nodded. "You have done half my work for me," she said. "We will draft a separation agreement, financial boundaries, property rights, and a communication protocol. If she violates it, we will escalate." When Lana received the papers, her response came within minutes. Furious texts, alternating between threats and pleas. "You are destroying me, Sean. You are supposed to stand by me. You will regret this when you are alone." I did not answer. Every line I had needed to say had already been said. Now the paper trail would do the rest. The shift was complete. She was flailing, throwing punches in the dark. I was standing still, unshaken, holding the light. The final chapter came quicker than I expected. 2 weeks later, Lana agreed to a mediated meeting arranged by my attorney. We met in a neutral co-working space, her lawyer beside her, Alicia on my side. On the table were the storage receipts, the itemized inventory, and the separation agreement. She looked smaller than I remembered, hunched into herself, eyes ringed with exhaustion. Her voice cracked as she signed the property receipt. "You really boxed up our life like I was nothing. I stayed even. I boxed up your things because you told me you were staying at Jason's. I believed you." Her lawyer slid the papers across and she scrolled her name. No fight left. By then, Jason was already gone, resigned quietly after Human Resources finished its review. Word was his girlfriend had left him too. Lana, meanwhile, was stuck in a desk job with no client-facing role under compliance supervision. The fallout had done the work I never needed to lift a hand for. After the meeting, I walked out, papers tucked under my arm. For the first time in months, my shoulders felt light. That night, I came home, unlocked my door, and stepped into silence. No shouting, no buzzing phone, no tension hanging over the furniture. She thought it was a game, a test, a way to draw a reaction. But love is not proven by jealousy or desperation. It is proven by respect, by honesty, by presence. And when someone tells you where they would rather be, you believe them, and you help them move there permanently. I lifted my glass, tapped it lightly against the table, and smiled. The apartment was mine again. Peace had a sound. It was quiet. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Wishing you all the best. Stay healthy and take care.